Hello, Internet. Let's talk about January. A review of a sort. I started the month going through all the entries that I got for the Grey Is contest. It was emotional and I relived all the feelings that I felt the first time I got those entries. I wrote all the postcards that I wanted to send to all the participants and I prepared the packages for those who won. The 6 books for the winners and 2 books for runner-ups. I double-checked all the addresses and I shipped them all, 10 postcards a day. On the 4th of January, I worked on the online store. It gave me a lot of trouble because I had to test everything. The emails that I've been sending, like when somebody places an order or I made a refund, it always went to spam. I didn't know what contact form should I use and how to do the tracking to be attached with the email when I complete an order. I continued with my half-an-hour studies. I worked on a page from chapter 55 and I worked on packaging the pre-orders for the acrylic stand. On the 6th of January, I struggled with chapter 55. I already wrote the chapter, but it turned out to be 70 pages and I kept struggling of whether I should cut it in half or keep it as a long chapter. In the end, I made up my mind and I continued working on the pages that I already written from the chapter. I decided to cut it in half and by January 7th, I finished chapter 55. On the 8th, I went to do some blood tests. I've been feeling really weak and there are some symptoms that I really just wanted to make sure that everything is going well. And I went back to working on the online store. Lots of things that I had to test and lots of products, especially digital products that I had to add. On the 10th, I started to plan and finish the cover page for chapter 56. And from there on, I started all the planning, the struggling, the crying, the deleting, adding, and editing of the chapter till it reached what I really wanted it to be. I got my test results back and apparently I'm lacking B12 and vitamin D. From that point on the 14th, I started the intensive work of lining chapter 56. 2 pages a day, sometimes 3, sometimes 4. On the 17th, I was forced to take a break from the chapter and urgently work on some bookmark designs so I can drop them off at a online printer, before the Chinese holidays, so I had to work a full day on those. And then I got back to working on the chapter, 2 pages a day, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22, and on 23rd, I finished the last chapter of volume 7. I finished chapter 56. I felt empty and free. So the first thing I did, I committed my time for the online store. I tested everything, looked into every page, and asked my friends to check the whole process of ordering and refunds and canceling and all that. Everything was working well. I was happy and decided to launch it on the 1st of February. I also got back to studies, something that I cut off once I started to work on chapter 56. And I started to work on a picture to celebrate the fact that I finished volume 7. I was really happy. On the 26th of January, I decided to sit down and scan my whole notebook, which I wrote in all the notes for the book, just as an extra for the pre-orders. And wait, I realized that there is this important line that I didn't include in the last chapter. Yep, I don't know. So, no yay, I didn't finish the chapter and I had to go back and add 2 pages. I had to find a place for them to add that very, very, very important line. Thankfully, I was able to, and it was easy to find a space for that. I finished it, and again, yay! I finished the book again. I celebrated loud and clear. I mean, silent and alone. But I finished the book. It was very emotional. It was a real adventure. The last chapter was really absorbing and captivating. Thank you for watching, and see you next month. Man, there were tears.